You're watching Election 2019 coverage from WBONTV.com.
Democratic candidate for Secretary of State Jason Belcher came in for a 2-minute sit-down during his travels campaigning across the Commonwealth. The former flight commander in the U.S. Air Force also told WBONTV that he's a degree in history from University of Kentucky and a master's in science and international relations from Troy University. Belcher says that his number one priority, if elected, is to solve the issue of low voter turnout. He elaborates that voting is the core of our democracy, and the Office of Secretary of State has the lead role in ensuring that elections are running smoothly and accurately. One of the ways Belcher says he plans to solve the current voting woes would be to implement electronic voting from smartphones.
I've got over 20 years of leadership experience combined in both the public and private sector. I did 10 years on active duty in the United States Air Force, and I had a good opportunity to hold several different leadership roles there. I was a section commander of the 964th Airborne Air Control Squadron. We actually had a training jet over Washington, D.C. on 9/11. I was not on that jet, but our unit had it, and we were one of the first people to respond to that, so we ended up getting an outstanding unit citation. Later on, I was a flight commander with recruiting service. Brought in 3,000 new high-quality men and women to the Air Force. The Secretary of State's office interests me because by law, it's the Commonwealth's chief advocate for civic engagement and voter education. And if you go back to my original training at the University of Kentucky, I'm a historian by training. So that fits very squarely in our wheelhouse when it comes to how elections are done and how democracy works. And a role like that, I think, is a good opportunity for us to solve one of the key problems facing our state, and that is low voter turnout. Democracy is a participation sport. The more people participate, the better it works. The fewer people participate, the less well it works. We have a range of options that we can choose from. One of the things I think will help, and that has demonstrated results in other places, is electronic voting. And the question I ask folks is, why can't we vote from our smartphones? You can get a home mortgage from your smartphone now. You can buy a house. You can get diagnosed for heart disease through facial recognition software from your smartphone. That's all already out there. It's not theoretical. So the technology is there. What we need is the political will to create a process that will allow us to develop, test, and vet, and then finally deploy a system like that to make sure that it's secure. The message that I want to bring, and the mindset and the philosophy, is called Stand Together Kentucky. And what it means is that the bonds that unite us as Kentuckians and as Americans are stronger than the politics of division. The election's going to be over. And when it is, we're still going to be neighbors and family members and business associates, and we still have lives to go on. What's happening now is, as we go through the election process, we're creating damage to the social fabric of the country. And elections are supposed to be designed to help us solve problems. But I think instead what's happening is we're actually creating new problems through the election process itself. And that's something that I would like to change. And so as Secretary of State, I would advocate for that we restore just basic norms of civility to the election process. It's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to have heated disagreements and even arguments. That's fine. But there are limits that we need to establish so that we don't erode the public confidence in just the basic norms that underpin our government and our institutions and our society. And unfortunately, I think that's happening now. You have to participate, exercise your right to vote, get involved, support a candidate, or get out there and run for office yourself. That's the way our country works. Our founders designed the system so that citizens could step forward, serve for a little while, and then go back to private life. If you're concerned about career politicians, there's something you can do about it. You can get out there and you can run for office. Local office, city office, county office, or statewide, even federal, it doesn't matter. Find a way to participate, run for office, or support someone else who is, and you can make a difference.
You're watching Election 2019 coverage from WBONTV.com.